My name is Kritzman, and this is for class HCS 326, Holistic Health. In this presentation, I'm going to be discussing the many components of holistic health. These components include history and philosophies of holism and vitalism, holism versus reductionism, conventional methods for my personal health concern, traditional methods for my personal health concern, the determinants that I faced in my holistic health journey, and the history of my personal health concern with the improvements that I saw. First, we're going to be talking about the history and philosophy of holism. The term holism was coined in 1925, but in recent years, it has been the viewpoint of science contributing to complementary and alternative medicine, otherwise known as CAM. The philosophy of holism is something I try to live by every day, and that is to treat the body as a whole, interconnecting the body, mind, and spirit. To treat the cause and not the effect, and to return the body, mind, and spirit to a state of balance. The history of vitalism, however, is slightly different, but also has some comparisons. The history of vitalism was developed by many philosophers. Famous philosophers known as Aristotle, who used it in his biology research, Galen, and René Descartes. The philosophy of vitalism states that all living entities have a distinctive spirit that connects them to living organisms by using either a chemical or a physical force. Next, we're going to talk about holism versus reductionism. Holism and traditional medicine go hand in hand together. Holism in traditional medicine is finding and treating the cause of the problem and not just the symptom. Now, reductionism is a little bit different than that. Reductionism has to do with conventional medicine, not traditional medicine. Reductionism is a conventional medicine factor because it treats the isolated part that is causing the issue or causing the symptom. An example would be a mechanic fixing down a broken car. The mechanic focuses on the isolated part and not the entire car itself. Next, I'm going to talk about the conventional methods I use to treat my personal health concern. My personal health concern is urinary tract infections. The first thing I thought to do was to get the conventional way said to take antibiotics, so I was prescribed antibiotics. The only problem is my urinary tract infections were reoccurring, and the antibiotics were lowering my immune system, making my bladder more susceptible to bacteria. The next was to drink plenty of water and cranberry juice to flush out the toxins. And the more extreme method, once my bladder infections kept reoccurring, was to stretch out my bladder through surgery. This is something that I didn't want to do, and this is something that made me think of holistic medicine. This is basically the turning point. I did not want somebody to go in there surgically and stretch my bladder. So this is why I sought out holistic health methods. Next, I'm going to be talking about the traditional health methods that were used. I went to see a holistic health practitioner, and she suggested herbalism, or herbal medicine, to treat my urinary tract infections and to help prevent them, a healthy diet highlighting urinary system health, acupuncture, and yoga to reduce my stress, remembering that holistic health is about mind, body, and soul. Finally, hearing this from a holistic health practitioner made me realize that I had to work on some of the determinants that I faced. One of my biggest determinants was stress management. I didn't have a healthy outlet for my stress management, and that really worried me. My health practitioner suggested I take yoga. Now there was time. I really didn't have any time, and I made time. A little bit of the history of my holistic process was because of my UTIs were reoccurring for many years. For about 5 years, I experienced reoccurring bladder infections, and I wasn't happy about it. My inner resource was almost dead. I didn't think that I could get any relief, and that wasn't the truth. Through naturopathic medicine, holistic medicine, herbalism, yoga, and just understanding holistic health in general really, really helped me through this. Holistic medicine and health has changed my life. I am more aware of my body. I am more aware of what is affecting my body and the negative components, alternative treatments to treat my body. I would recommend holistic health to anyone. I hope to continue my career in holistic medicine. I also hope that you have enjoyed this broadcast, and I really enjoyed this class.